What's up, X Brand Wrestling fans? I'm your Ultraviolent Siren and your favorite indie hype girl, Kakeface Karlee, and welcome back to episode 23 of X Brand Unleashed. We had a little bit of a break. We had some time in Vegas and just doing some stuff, but we are back doing interviews. And today, you guys, we came back pretty fucking strong because today with me, we have the forefather of ultraviolence in the Deep South. He's been everywhere from Full Throttle, IWA Deep South, IWA Mid South, CZW, JCW, Loco. I mean, he has been seriously everywhere. He won the Carnage Cup in 2010. He's a 3-time FTW Heavyweight Champion, 2-time FTW Tag Team Champion, and he's a JCW Tag Team Champion formerly. He's currently the Spartan Wrestling Champion. He is the Trend Killer, the bringer of blood, the Hellraiser, Lane BLOO Die, Lane Bloodie. Sir, thank you so much for being on here today. How are you?
I'm great, and I love that introduction to me. That was awesome. I did win.
Hey, I mean, you absolutely did deserve it. I mean, you've done seriously everything, and just to have you on here with me is, I consider, just an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much for taking the time today. I so very much appreciate it, and I can't wait to just get to know you and break down everything of your wrestling history.
Oh, let's do it. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, when did you become a wrestling fan in the first place? What gravitated you towards wrestling? How old were you?
Oh man, I was 5 years old, 6 years old. I mean, I was going to school. I mean, I was in rural Alabama, and the only wrestling I saw then on TV would come on Saturday mornings was WWF Wrestling Superstars, and and I see these characters, and then larger than life characters, and then go see them on MTV at my babysitter's house because she had a big giant dish satellite back then, and I was like, man, these, and then I see other stuff like wrestlers like the Road Warriors, and they're jacked up, spikes. Like, man, these people. I thought these people were they're really like this. I'm like, I would love to be like that. It's kind of like they're walking comic books, superheroes and stuff, which I was always into. So I was hooked from then on. That went from basically when Hulkamania, the birth of Hulkamania was the birth of basically my love of wrestling.
Wow, that's amazing. So, would you consider him one of your favorites of getting into wrestling? Who are some of your favorites that you really gravitated towards? You talked about Ultimate Warrior and of course Hulk Hogan. Who are some other ones that really were oh my God, I need to watch this person every single week?
I really liked Razor Ramon's character, Sting. I love the Great Muta, Vader, Sid Vicious. I was legit scared of those guys because they were just so big, and they made you believe. They believed
definitely.
it. And it was just and then of course later on, I get to either share the ring or a locker room with these people, and you're just like, wow, so. Yeah, I mean, all the old school guys, back in the day, I liked them for them. If you name them, I'm like, yeah, they were good. I could find the endearing quality out of most of those guys in that area.
Very cool. So, when within all that did you kind of discover more of the hardcore and ultraviolent style of wrestling, watching it wise?
Watching it. Well, I've always seen it in the magazines, growing up, and stuff.
Sure.
You see Abdul and Brody and Bloodbath of the South and all that, and I guess ECW. Watching that in high school, I just remember flipping on cable access on Atlanta one night, and there's this crazy wrestling coming on, people bleeding and all these, they had all them commercials and stuff back then and all that. And I was like, wow, what is this? And then some of the people I recognized, I was like, whoa, I remember them. And I was hooked after that. And then, when WWE kind of pulled the curtain behind on Mankind and yeah, he was the king of the death matches and stuff. And I was like, what? But I didn't know that stuff was happening in America until like 2000.
Right.
No, I was because I went to I gone to the Army right out of high school, and And I was stationed overseas for a while, so I didn't really follow. I didn't really follow wrestling that much, except for the the TV, the WCW and WWE stuff at the time. But I didn't really know all that much about it. But then when I came back, they were like, yeah, man, they do that stuff here in America too. There's this place called CZW and IWA Mid South, and those were like the two big ones. And I was like, I saw the people there. I was like, oh.
That's awesome. So seeing all that, when did you have that like light bulb moment of like, holy shit, I want to do this legitimately. I want to do this. When did you have that moment?
Just to be a wrestler, it was since I was a kid. Death matches came a little later on. I got into business 2002, and
Okay.
I went in, I came in, I got trained. I didn't start out as a deathmatch wrestler. I was a traditional wrestler and wrestled mainly in Alabama and southern Middle Tennessee in them areas, and wasn't really getting anything, going anywhere. It wasn't being fulfilled. I wasn't being fulfilled. I was getting ready to quit. And my sister used to be married to Conrad Thompson a very, very long time ago. And I always tell him I'm getting ready to quit. He said, "Man, you should start doing death matches. With your character being insane lame," he said, my hair, I had hair at the time. He said, you kind of look like the Necro Butcher and stuff. And he's like showing me, like, hey, look, DDW, all this stuff. Look, that you could do this here. I was like, well, who do I fucking know that does? Oh, I'm in here in fucking Alabama. They don't even like that stuff down here. And then lo and behold, I ran into Kevin Brandon one day at a show in Florence, Alabama. I was wrestling Spider Boudreaux, and he was like, "Hey, man, I'm going to start a deathmatch show, and I want you and Spider on it." I was like, "All right." And that's how I got into it. And I started doing, doing a little like death, not the deathmatch stuff that we do now, but like just hardcore stuff up until that time. But I started
Sure.
turning it up after that, and that's when. And apparently, I did all right at it, and I like it. They're fun.
That's such an amazing start. And I love the fact that like at first, deathmatch wasn't, the thing. Like when it was brought up to you, was it more like, I don't know, if it's like, okay, well, you know what? Hell, if I can do it, let's do this shit.
Yep, pretty much. Because I mean, I've watched it. I'm like, man, that stuff looks so cool. I just like, being in the middle. I mean, just experiences in the military and stuff. Just like some of that stuff is like, well, I've gone through windows. I've had glass shatter on me. I've been blown up and shot at and all that shit. So I was like, I think I can. I said, it just I can do the rest, the traditional wrestling stuff. I know that. I just got to be able to take pain, and I can. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. I was like, okay.
I mean, God, if
Start
that's one
doing
thing for sure, for everything that I've seen from you, I mean, if one thing's for sure, two things for certain, you can handle you some pain, brother. Like you, my God, like you were like the equivalent of like a Nokia phone. You can't go fucking anywhere. Like
it.
you are just indestructible, dude. Like it's crazy. So when did you have like your first ever like death match?
First ever like death match. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, I know my very first one that everybody saw was, I guess, Madman Pondo, but I had done a couple of little light ones in Alabama with like Spider Boudreaux and the Freak Show, but there we weren't really using glass and stuff. That no one people just thought that shit was crazy. But barbed wire, ECW weaponry kind of stuff. But when I started doing the death matches, I guess like Pondo and my match with Pondo at the first show that got shut down at Deep South was my first major one, and then I started doing them more after that. So which was about 2005. So it's been 21 years. So been doing that 21 years.
That's phenomenal. I mean, yeah, pretty much got your big break of like death match within 2005, and like Jesus, since then, I mean, you've done and accomplished so much. You've been a part of so many tournaments. Like numerous King of the Deathmatch tournaments, numerous Carnage Cups. I mean, you've done everything. And like, walk us through that first part of your career before you had to step away.
Oh man. Well, I mean, at first, I mean, I was like, holy crap, I'm in the I'm a wrestler, I was like, I can't believe it. Everybody told me you can't do it. Here you are. Yeah, I'm not in WWE, but or the big place, but I'm having fun. I'm doing shows. And then I start doing the death matches, and that's when it really starts getting fun. I get to I'm finally traveling. I'm going to Indianapolis, Chicago, Detroit, California, Philadelphia. I'm wrestling in the ECW arena. And my holy crap, it's a dream, brother. And it was, like I said, and it was a wild roller coaster ride until uh, shit. I got injured, and I guess, and then after I came back and won Carnage Cup, and I retired, and I stopped for a while because I had my ex wife was having our son, so so I stopped so I can go be dad and be family man and stuff. And then I came back, I guess in my mid 30s, and I shouldn't have came back then, but I was having a lot of problems at home with my ex-wife. She had a drug problem, and on the other hand, I was kind of self-medicating myself with drinking a little more than I should have, but she kind of exacerbated it and made it a bigger problem than it was to everybody else. It's kind of the ultimate gaslight. I didn't even know what gaslighting was back then. I go to a therapist now and I tell them what happened. They're like, "Oh, you was gaslighting the hell out of you, son." I was like, "I didn't even know what that was then." So
Shit, that's what that is?
is that what that is? Holy shit. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, crazy, but I was not in the best of health. I wasn't in the best state of mind then. We eventually divorced. I kept trying to do shows, and I just got up to I was just really, I got up to almost 400 pounds, and I just like, I gotta stop. My matches look like crap. I couldn't even get on the turnbuckle, and that's when I knew. I was like, oh no, I can't do this no more. And then I disappeared for a few years. During COVID, I when everybody was locked down, I was already locked down anyway, and I just dialed in and lost about 120 of those pounds that year.
Phenomenal.
And that's when I came back to the current Insane Lane era that most people know me, and I debuted at the IWA Mid South show. It's a Mystery against Brad Cash, and no one knew who was at that show. It was a really good show. It was a great show, and me and Brad, we had worked together. We became best friends after that. It was pretty cool. And dude, I ended up having 2021. Yeah, it was a good year. I mean, I had a great match with him. Neil Diamond Cutter, No Holds Barred, the 4th of July show. I don't know if you've seen that one, but me and Neil had gotten gussets with sparklers on them, and we put them in our heads and lit them up. And then Born in the USA came on, and I was saluting and all the shit. Even though that's a Vietnam protest song, but it said USA, so that's it fit in that aspect. But
That's great.
and then I had a crazy ass match with Slack at King of the Death Match, and and it was just I was having some good matches and stuff, and then I got the injury bug. I got uh, fractured my back, then I had to get a hernia surgery right before Tournament of Death, and did Tournament of Death. And I probably should have stopped for a while, but then I kept going, and I again wasn't in the great. I was burning the candle at both ends. Mental health is a really important thing. This is why I kind of became lame bloody and not Insane Lane anymore. I wasn't taking care of myself. I mean, yeah, I lost weight, I looked good, but here I wasn't. I wasn't taking my meds like I should have because I had gotten tired of dealing with being a veteran. I dealt with the VA for so long with their health care, and I didn't want to deal with them no more.
VA is
Well,
awful.
Yeah,
sometimes.
but they just I didn't go, and I should have got. I got private insurance, but I was like, you know what? They're all the same. I had that mentality, which you shouldn't really have, and so I didn't go get help outside of the VA, and mine started to deteriorate. Around the time when Dr. Redacted and I were supposed to have our match at No Holds Barred, and then when he couldn't make it, I lost it, and I had to go away for a while, like literally, and that's when him. Uh, I thought I quit wrestling. I wasn't going to come back. I hated the business. I hated everyone in it. I ghosted everyone and talked to anybody. Uh, I mean, it was bad, and then it got really bad because my dad, out of nowhere, killed himself, and that kind of woke me up. I like, I gotta go do something. I gotta get some help because everybody was all worried about me, and then here goes my dad just out of nowhere does it. Now everybody's really looking at me. I was like, I gotta get some help. So I went and got some help. Uh, Found out I had really, really bad ADHD, and I got medicated for that, and that's been a life changer as well. It helped me focus and do things. And oh man, that's when I came back to do the last run for Insane Lane. I had everybody believing I was still batshit crazy. Now if people came up, messaged me on side or called me, I'm like, yo, Lane, you all right? Just go along with it. I had most people. I had a lot of people shook and believing it. They all thought I was crazy. I had people in Vegas tell me, man, I wasn't sure about you until I hung out with you over this weekend, but you're a pretty fucking cool guy. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm just a good actor. See, I love overreacting, man.
I feel like that's one of my favorite hobbies too. I completely relate to that. So I want to talk about some of like the career highlights you've had. I mean, you've won multiple championships. Like you had, a pretty good time at like at Full Throttle.
Mm-hmm.
You were tag team champion in JCW. Like, tell me about your times as, with those championships too.
Oh yeah. Full Throttle Wrestling was actually a promotion of my other brother-in-law, Chris Castle, who my sister is now married to, and I helped book that show. So maybe a little nepotism on the title reigns, but the only reason why I had the belt, and this is the honest reason, I was there every week. I was there every week. I was there every Tuesday or whatever, and I only held the title for like a placeholder because I didn't really like being known as the booker and being the champ and stuff.
Sure.
I don't like that. That's a stigma I don't really like to have. So, I get the belt if I needed it, and then I go drop it to somebody who I think really, who could run with it. That was kind of like my run at FTW because that was me just trying to get the story along for the champ. Because my thing was also, I was going the CZW and IWA and JCW a lot at this time too. So I really didn't need the championship there to validate myself. I'd rather it gone to somebody who could really use it and springboard themselves, and it worked for some people. But
absolutely, I respect that.
yeah, so yeah, we did that. The tag championships. I really love tag wrestling, and with FTW, me and this kid named Corey Shaddix, who I've had a hand in training a little bit. He's not working anymore. He's been out of business. I guess God, it's been years, but we were a nice little tag team there, and yeah, me and Priestov never held the titles there. I just remembered that it was me and Corey both times, and then of course the other tag JCW tag titles with Ian. That was really cool. Just that just bad at JCW.
As the Bloodie Brothers, right?
The Bloodie Brothers, and despite what Ian's reputation, the things he's done. At the time, I was like, "Holy shit! I'm tagging with Ian Rotten." I saw this guy on ECW, and here I am, and I'm nobody. Everybody was telling me that 3 years before then, you're never leaving Alabama. You're going to be wrestling in these barns for the rest of your life. And well, look at me now, and,
Hell
so,
yeah.
so it was cool. And I remember that night, when we won the belt at Bloody Mania. I was just kind of looking at the belts. Usually when you get an independent championship at most places, it's a replica belt with a paper. And but this was like a real looking belt. Now FTW we had real belts, but this was someone else's, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then Raven was sitting like right over there, and he's like, "Is that your first major championship?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "That's not local." He said, "Congratulations." I was like, "Thank you." I thought that was cool. Raven congratulated me.
That is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Another thing that if I remember correctly, you were also part of the first ever razor wire death match,
Mm-hmm.
which is, I mean, if y'all at home don't know what razor wire is, it's like barbed wire, but even more sickening, just with razors. Tell
Yes,
me about that first, like, that razor wire match, because I remember, like, I've seen it and it's just like, Jesus Christ.
Oh man, I tell you, well, like I said, we were just trying to you know, get our names out there, try to set a brand for Deep South or whatnot, and Devin was thinking, hey man, you do a razor wire match, you think you can do it? And I was like, I've dealt with razor wire before, and I mean, no, there's no right rule. I mean, you're gonna get cut. I mean, there's just no way around it. I was like, you know what? I mean, I'm new to this deathmatch thing. I got to do something. I got to do something because hell, I'm already doing them already, and my name is mud in the South already. Because as soon as I started doing death matches, my bookings dried up in the South, except for FTW. And IWD South, nobody booked me. Oh, that's that deathmatch guy. He's garbage. He don't know how to work. But if anybody saw me work, they'd been like, they would say otherwise. But anywho, uh, yeah, the I got lost track of what I was saying. Uh, God dang it! Too many hits in the head. What were we say? What was I talking about before I got sidetracked on that story?
Think about just something to get your name out there with the whole
Oh
razor
yeah,
wire.
yeah, razor wire. Yeah. So I was trying to get my name. And I was like, yeah, let's do it because all right, my name's already mud as it is. So let's just pile it on. So we're advertising, and of course everybody's all, this is stupid. This is the dumbest shit in the world. Blah blah. I go up, and then the day of the show, I'm in the venue, and I see some people, and they're looking at me like, "Oh man, you're crazy, dude." And I go look at the boards they had out for me. I went, "Oh my God, they really put it on there." I was like, "All right." I said, "Okay," and then and like guys like Chewy Martinez, like, "Man, I'm praying for you tonight, brother." And then he didn't even personally tape me like elbow to hand, just personally, because I don't want you getting cut up. And the guy I was working, his name is Rick Hayes, who's legitimately tough guy, and no nonsense. Uh, yeah, tough guy. They were like, "Rick, do you want to get any tape? You want any tape?" No. He just gets a little thing of black electric tape around his wrist. And he goes out there. Hey, man, he was cool as a cucumber the whole time, though. I've worked him before. Just he was cool as a cucumber the whole time. I was getting a little panicky out there because I was like, oh my god, But he was even though I dealt with it before, but I was like, man, because I was worried, like, what if this thing goes wrong and one of them gets snagged and our artery gets cut and we're out here and out in the fucking boonies,
Right.
So I'm all that's going through. That's really the thing that was going through my head more than anything was just everybody's well being at the end of the match. But fortunately, we all came out of it fine, and it surprisingly, people thought it was the craziest thing and it was stupid. But man, my goodness, how deathmatch has evolved since then. and people now talk about the razor wire match like, yeah, it's a nice little novelty match. 20 years, we're on June 19th at IWA Deep South, Panama City Beach. We are going to commemorate the 20th anniversary of that said match, because that match was done at the 2006 Carnage Cup, and so we're going. Yeah.
Oh my god, you're gonna redo that? Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so we're
I
gonna
definitely
do.
am gonna have to go to that. I gotta
Yeah,
fucking go to that. Oh
you
my
got
god.
it. And
Oh my god.
and my
Oh, I just
opponent,
got goosebumps, dude. You have no idea. Holy shit.
and of course my opponent is Brad Cash, my friend, and sometimes it's kind of like Cactus Jack and Terry Funk. They be good partners, but they make better opponents too. And we kind of got the dynamic going, because I mean we had a really great match at Tournament of Death with the exploding bat and the shark teeth, and our match before it, it's a mystery. So I mean, this would be the third one. So see how and each one has gotten better. So I'm really I'm really excited. I'm really excited to go out there. I'm not. People are like, "Oh, Dwayne, it's razor wire." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "Yeah, I've done it before, but I'm a little older now and I'm a little wiser, and I think I've got a lot more experience now, so I think I can do. I'm not the least bit, you know. I mean, I'll have you know safety concerns for everyone surrounding me, but
Of
I'm
course.
personally fine.
That is so cool. Oh my god, I can't believe you guys are gonna redo that. Holy shit. I'm so excited about that. And something you mentioned, of course, you mentioned you're gonna redo it because it was part of the Carnage Cup, which is something that you won in 2010.
Yep.
And oh, like another amazing moment, like that had to have been amazing. Because I mean you've been part of so many tournaments.
Yeah. Bittersweet, because I knew going in that was going to be my last match for a very long time, because
Yeah.
like I said, my son was born that July, and that Carnage Cup, unfortunately, Kevin had blew his wad on the budget on last year's Carnage Cup, so he didn't really have a whole. It wasn't as a competitive field as previous ones and ones afterwards, but I did win one, and I mean, I'm in the books, but I would like to have another one. I would like to get another one on there. I mean, I've only got one tournament win of all my entire career. Oh, I got one tournament win. I mean, you got people like 5, 6, got 3 with 10. I mean, I was, and people are shocked when I tell them that. They're like, only one? I'm like, yeah. But I've been like shit ton of finals. It's nice, but always the bridesmaid kind of thing. But I got a little more confidence now with Wayne Bloodie, that I feel I've got this last got a new run in me, so I'm pretty excited. Like I got this tournament coming up this weekend in Arkansas,
Yeah.
the Shady Hardcore Invitational. So I'm looking forward to getting in that. Even with my knee still a little stiffed up and stuff, I'm confident.
Oh, I can't wait for that tournament too. And I'm glad you brought that up. So something that you mentioned, like you're more confident as Lane Bloody now. You said obviously you changed the name and everything. When I'd seen the post about it online, and I was like, because it first made it seem like you were just done, and I was like, oh man, like I was like, God, I'm really like, damn. And I was like, surprised, I'm Lane Bloody. So why at that particular moment, and why was Nathan Mowry like the last person as Insane Lane?
That's a good question. It was like I've said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, even though it's wrong, thinking you're going to get it right. And I felt like at that point in my life, after having the big meltdown, and then getting dealing with my dad's suicide and getting myself back on track, I felt like I've never liked change, so I've got to change, and that means I got to quit being Insane Lane. It's the name itself. I feel like when I do Insane Lane or Lane Bloodie back then, JCW, I'm kind of method acting when I'm doing this, so I get really invested into it. Now I don't go walking around in public acting like a fool, but when I get engaged on these promos and talking to fans and whatnot, I'm like Daniel Day Lewis. Damn it, I'm full method acting and shit.
Hell
But
yeah.
but I just got really tired of just being insane. I got tired of it because art was imitating my life. So I said, I'm done. I always want to get one more match because because what I wanted initially was Dr. Redacted to at No Holds Barred. He was going to be my last match because the doctor was going to cure Insane Lane. And it didn't happen. And that just like, nothing works for me, so I lost it. But so I come back now and I'm just talking shit about everybody. And I'm not making any friends for the most part. But then, damn, Tommy Trainwreck hit up Brad Cash and said, man, would Lane be okay if I messaged him, see if I can get him on this show in Chattanooga? Brad said, yes, please message him. I mean, he's cool. Yeah, so Trainwreck hit me up and he was like, man, this thing you're doing is awesome. He's like, if you had me sold. I was like, hell yeah. So let's do that last match. So he gave me some opponents. He gave me like, let's see, there's Tank, there's Lil Sicko, and then there was Nathan Mowry. So I was like, all right, I've wrestled Tank a million times. And I mean, yeah, we'd have a great match or whatever, and it'd be very nostalgic and whatever. He doesn't, there's really nothing to gain from either one of us being my last match,
Sure.
So I was like, all right, so Tank's out of the question. All right, Lil Sicko. Dude was like I said, he's one of the hot commodity guys, high flying guys and stuff. I'm like, man, I could really throw him around and do some stuff. But one thing I wasn't sure about was could I get him to engage with me on storyline stuff. I wasn't sure that he was there yet on there. So I was like, all right, love to. And I knew his dad from back in the day. I have wrestled with shows with his daddy a long, long time ago in Alabama. Yeah. So it's
Wow.
crazy.
Oh my God. What a small world. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. So it's crazy. And so that left Nathan Mowry, and I was like, all right, Nathan Mowry. I've seen his stuff. He's very visual. He does he does promos, does camera stuff. This guy knows how to get story. I was like, so let's do that, and I'm so damn glad I did. And
oh yeah, that match was absolutely phenomenal to watch.
Yeah, so I told Tommy, I said, let's do me and Nathan. I said, a new school Southern guy, old school Southern guy, and when he hit me up, he was like, he wanted to make sure I was cool because he had people legit telling him, don't work with him. He's gonna he's gonna fuck you up or he's gonna try and hurt you and shit. So I had to let him and his people know it's cool. Not gonna flip out or anything. You know where that's from.
Of course.
But
hell yes, that's great.
Yeah. But so once we got that established, man, we just kind of laid out a little format of how we wanted to tell the story, and man, we followed it, and it probably the greatest match I ever had. Not just from aspect of moves and performance, but just the story, the lead, the whole enchilada. It was the best thing I've ever done in my career. And the fact that I saved the best for last made it even sweeter. So, yeah, it was, and I had every intention of being done. Every intention. I was going to just go and help out backstage at shows. If someone need help book, agent a match, help someone put a match together, whatever, do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I did that a couple of shows until Carnage Cup, and I went and got a Necro Butcher from the airport, and me, a Badcock, all down in Carnage Cup, and I made peace with Kevin because we have had some words over the years, and it wasn't because of anything personal, just creative differences, and I wanted something that he would have, it was that shit, and we buried it, and I was like, "You're welcome." He was like, "Man, you're welcome here. You can hang out, help out, whatever." I was like, "Cool, thank you." Well, someone didn't show up for the Jay Blade and Sakura match, and they're the first round 3-way, and Jay didn't really have experience with working with international competition. Like, I mean, he's worked Cyclopay, I think, or someone like that for somebody from Japan. So Kevin came up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, you got your gear with you?" I said, "I always got my gear with me." it's just
That's
old
like
thing,
code of conduct. You always bring your gear with.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. I got my. I'm gonna wear my overalls that day anyway because we were outside. So, like, yeah, I'll just put on my overalls and we'll go do it. So, I got in that match and I was back again. And I've had people like Hardcore Hillbilly tell me, he's like, "Lane, that match you had with Nathan that match was too good to retire on, buddy." Like, I was like, "Thanks, man."
I love that.
And then like we end up having like the match of the year for We Love Wrestling promotion and beating out like the name of the people who were on there, like Sicko and Neil Diamond Cutter and Mickey and all of them. Man, it was, I mean, just to be, say, hey, my match was voted over theirs, that's a really nice flex, especially for me at this far in the game, because most guys are winding down. But some of us are still going, man, and I love it. It's like some of us have found the fountain of youth, and we've come back. I mean, look at me, Toby, and Deranged at X Brand in Vegas, man. I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, you guys threw the fuck down in Vegas. Oh my god! Before I wanted to bring about Vegas. Before Vegas, you had your first time in Texas, and I was able to see you both nights there at the local shows. Oh yeah, it was awesome. And it was like when everyone, like how you were saying before, like people being, it was like, oh, I wonder how he's gonna be in person. And it was like, as soon as I saw you, it was just like, you were just this warm-hearted person. I was like, oh my god, he is so sweet. I'm like, you were just like, hi, are you having a good time? I'm like, oh my god. But you were just incredible. Like the first night you had your match with Baracho, and you guys fucking, oh my god, like seeing you throw it down. It was a great way for you. It was so cool having that as your first match in Texas. Someone from Texas.
I know, yeah. I thought that was it was fitting. You had to give me somebody from Texas. I mean, it couldn't be like, well, I think I said that in the promo. I said, "Get me anybody else to be like eating pecani sauce from New York City,"
Right.
So, yeah, man, we threw down, and then the next night, I was supposed to have Dr. Redacted, and he ran. Man, I'm telling you, man.
What is it with Dr. Redacted running from you, Mr. Redacted, sir?
He's a doctor. He's a doctor. He earned that title. Let's be respectful. But I would like to know personally too. I just want him to check me out. I just want to know am I okay? I just want to know if I'm okay. And he don't. I mean, I got the insurance. I don't know, man. I try to snuff him out. I'm trying to snuff him out down here at Blood and Honey. I'm gonna get him one of these days. I promise you.
Yeah. I feel like he keeps being the one that gets away, sir. Dr. Redacted.
He is my white male. He is my white whale.
Yeah, for real. So instead of Dr. Redacted, you ended up getting the unkillable Mickey Vargas. And I remember even speaking to him, like, all of a sudden I saw him with his gear on. I'm like, hold up, you're fighting today? He just kind of gave me a wink, and I'm like, and I immediately thought he was part of that scramble. And then all of a sudden I see him fighting you, and that match y'all had.
I totally underestimated that young man. I saw his match with Anthrax. I was like, man, this guy's tough. Okay, I get that, and
Yeah.
he was eager to go. Man, I mean, I thought I was. I mean, I was put giving it to. He absorbed everything. You want to talk about me being a Nokia phone? That guy might be another That guy might be another Nokia model phone himself. Because
Holy shit.
I sat and gave him like some knee strikes and stuff there, and even though he sat there and couldn't get him up, he pulled that fast one on me with that damn play that glass, and man, I don't know what happened. I've seen that's what cut my back open, but when he went to pin me, I felt like something weird there, and but I didn't. But then when I got up after the three, and I was like, shit, what? And even though it was bleeding that bad until I got in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, and then didn't even know. Of course, you saw the pictures. Mick took pictures. A lot of people took pictures in the back, looked like a crime scene back there. And that was all my
It looked
blood.
like a crime scene everywhere, even outside. Like, I mean, it was almost like,
I know.
It looked cool seeing like the pool, because it was raining and it was just like covered in blood. I was like, shit.
I mean, it was cool, but it was I had no idea it was that bad until the people there tried to I've been bless them for trying, man. They helped they got it just enough to get me to the hospital, but bleeding through, and when that did, and I was just sitting there, and I noticed I was starting to get cold, and I was getting tired, and I know that's shock, and I was like, oh no! And the Anthrax was right there, and he's like, dude, stay with me, and thank goodness for him and Buddy Badcock, everybody. That whole place was all everybody came together and got me the. Dude got me in the car, and I was like, man, I'm gonna bleed all in your car, man. He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, Claus. Shout out to Claus.
Yeah, so in Houston Hospital, they did me right. They did me right, and I healed up pretty good from it. I just got a nice little scar on there now.
Oh, I mean, I just remember from my perspective, like, as the spot happened, and I was just like, "Ooh, shit, that's a lot of blood." And I was sitting next to someone, and we're like, "Well, maybe it could be just like how sometimes it looks worse than what it is." We're like, "Okay, well, maybe it's good. He's good. Okay, that's fine." I don't know. I'm one of those people that just worries about people all the time. Like, I'm very empathetic and shit. So I'm just like, holy shit, I hope he's okay. Okay, maybe it's not as bad. And then all of a sudden, I just saw you being carried out. I'm like, what the I mean, so, and again, shout out to everyone that helped and everything, because I mean, I think that's one thing I love about like our community of like deathmatch. It's literally a family. It's like, who's in trouble, who needs help, we got you. And I think that's just the most beautiful part of our community.
You are absolutely right, because I mean, and regardless of what group you associate with online or what the fuck ever, I mean, at the end of the day, I think the ones that I care about, the ones who are at the shows more than anything, because those are the ones who support. Those are the ones that I want to engage with anyway, because I'm not going to sit there and I'm not performing for camera phones. I'm performing for the people who came in there to pay. I mean, if you got a phone, if you got something, you're there. Yeah, I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna sit there and do it for your little YouTube channel the whole time. For when there's other people here that's paid just see just paid, and they're seeing it for free. I mean, that's just a business model thing,
Yeah. And I love that you said that too, about like, it doesn't matter like what group or anything. I personally feel like we should just be one cohesive, but hey, I mean, but that's another thing for another time. But I just, I love that you said that. And it's all about the people who support you, and it's not supposed to be about like bullshit drama or whatever. It's just about deathmatch wrestling and all love and blood and shit.
That's right. I mean, I keep it as long as you keep it for what it's about, and because we're supposed to, we go to these shows to get away from that shit. Why do you want to sit there and incorporate all that stuff we want to get away from into these discussions about wrestlers and all this stuff? I'm so sick and tired of everybody thinking there's some kind of news correspondent posting their 2 cents on stuff that they saw on another channel. Shut the hell up, man. Turn up your damn TV. It's called programming for a reason.
Oh God.
There's my rant. I'm done.
You know, you have no idea how much I needed that. Like that was like those like chicken noodle soup for the soul quotes.
Yeah.
Oh Christ, I needed that.
Oh yeah.
And if anyone wants to like pause and rewind and hear that shit again, because I've preached about people being positive about this community. If you can't listen to me, listen to a legend. Please. Please. But so obviously we all had some time together in Vegas.
Oh yeah, Vegas was so much fun.
Vegas was definitely a trip. So I mean, obviously you had your match with X Brand, which was amazing with Toby Klein and Deranged. Like, holy shit, that was phenomenal. You had a lot of matches in Vegas. Tell me about it. Like, I know you had some with, I think, like with Marks R Us and SVN. If I remember correctly?
Did I? God, I can't remember. Did I do some of this, man? I was there.
I know for sure you had a tag match
there,
with
but I don't
Marks
think
R Us, right?
Yeah, I did have one with Mark the Russ. Yeah, it was me and Toby Klein.
That's right.
Against, Alice Cologne and Dread, and man, we probably people were telling me, but we had one of the best matches of that show. It was just a wild brawl, man, and that was my very first time working with Cologne and Dread, and man, and just they're so good. But see, they're good. So you know, go in there, didn't even really have to say a whole. If you're good at what you do, you know. Don't have to sit there and make it a whole dress rehearsal, you know, and so
Yeah.
and it was great. It was great. I loved it. I had a great time.
That is so awesome.
Yeah, but SBN, I was watching cheering for Buddy Badcock and his and my buddies there in their matches and stuff. I had a great time at that show. I got to talk with there. Did just networking with people and stuff. Just so hopefully, maybe I'll get see me at other places because I definitely did talk to some people and and so hopefully something will come of it. And and seeing people there I hadn't seen in a while or don't see very often. Like it's always good to see Ricky Shane Page. Or just or seeing. Hood, I hung out with Hoodfoot, man. That guy, he was great. Of course, Buddy and Baracho, great guys. Just had a great time. Oh, we did a Scar tour. We did a Scar Tours filming for Blood Culture Productions. That we, how they did that thing for Mickey Knuckles. Yeah. We me, Toby Klein, and Deranged did one. So that'll be out soon.
Oh, cool.
So we did a little thing like that, and right after that, we went to the desert. That's
right.
Oh, that was so much fun. I've flown over deserts. I've almost got deployed to a desert, but I did just never. I just got to go out there and see it, and then go see a death match in the desert, and just to see it be in that thing was so cool. And then the coolest part, despite all that, was where it was. It reeked of death.
It stunk so bad.
So it was. I think me, Homeless, Jimmy, and a few of us. We kind of started walking around, looking at plants and birds and rocks and things and sand hills and rain. But we found animal skulls. Apparently, they use that place. I think they dump animals off there and dead bodies. We found out because during when Buddy Badcock and Anthrax was having their fucking crazy ass. Jesus Christ. Green pie, green pie. Oh my God. Y'all just gotta watch it. Y'all just gotta watch it. That's all I gotta say. But during
Mhm.
their match, the game warden comes in. All right, now I don't know if y'all know about game wardens. They got more power than cops. All right, they got like they are the law of the fucking land. They wherever it they go. So I
And we're
see
all
him.
smoking at this point, mind you.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, so, but he's uh, so they're all there just so I see Anthrax and Buddy just beating the shit out of each other. Everybody's down there is oblivious to it, and I'm looking at him trying to give him the idiot going, woo woo, hey, wrap it up, guys, wrap it up. Come on, hey, come on, and so game one comes up and he's like, "What's going on here, fellas?" And then I think it was Louis Jr. Just smooth as the other, just
No,
cool
it
on
was
the
Hellware
inside.
Assassin.
Or
It
hell,
was
hell,
Hellware.
hell, it was hell worse. Just cool, just smooth talked them. And when I said, "So we are doing a death match," and just smooth talked them like, I was really impressed by it. And then he's like,
Oh God, me
"Really?"
too.
So he's like, "Well, let me look down here." So he looks down there, and yeah, there's Buddy and Anthrax. I think Buddy was like doing butt stuff to him at that point. I don't know, or he was doing butt stuff to Buddy. I
It
don't
was
know.
the worst time for the game one to watch.
Yeah, and he just looked and he was like, all right. He's like, well, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay because they dump dead bodies down here a lot. And we're like, oh shit, So I guess what happens are not only do they dump dead, puppies and shit that people that they don't want, which is awful, and you should never do that, people. God damn it, terrible. But they had signs. I actually have a sign by me that I took. It says, "Do not dump animals out here. It is cruel or whatever. You'll be fined if you're caught." But apparently, I guess like people like get overdosed on, get coked out or fucking OD in Vegas. And they don't want to deal, and they just go throw their ass down that damn ravine. And
Jesus.
and we heard they were like shit. And then I think Hellware got and some other people sat and posed with pictures with him before he left.
Yes.
And he went on. I was fucking awesome, man. That was the best. And then the matches went on, and my buddy and Anthony said, "Man, you know the game warden was here." He's like, "No shit." I was like, "Yeah, man." I
My
really
favorite,
had a
yeah.
great time there. I really, my experience with X Brand has been very from going up to Philadelphia that do that basement show, which was it was a very interesting experience to say the least. And then and watch the desert and then go to the dive bar and have a match with two men that they were the two got first him. It was Toby Deranged and the late great Brain Damage. They were the first three guys to welcome me to IWA Mid South when I first got there.
Wow.
They were the first ones to introduce them to me, and they've been my friends ever since. And Toby's had his battles, and Deranged has had his battles, and I've had my battles. And there were times when one or all of us wouldn't be here right now for whatever reason, and for all of us to be here in 2026 WrestleMania weekend in Las fucking Vegas doing death matches, but we were all fucking famous for and fucking laid the law down for today. For everybody to do it are still doing it today and at a good high fucking level. We're not like these these fat old toddlers are barely moving, not doing anything. We're getting bloody, we're getting fucked up, busted up, knees, eyes, lips, whatever, man. We still doing it, man, and because we love it. And plus, I've been taking good care of myself, so that'd be a lesson to everybody in the business too. You don't want to tell people to slow down a little bit. Okay, take some breaks. They'll be here.
That's phenomenal advice. So another thing that you've done in the midst of all this is become our current Spartan wrestling champion. Tell me how that happened.
Oh man! First off, I just want to say how much I love the promoter and the booker there, Josh Evans and Joshua O'Hagan. I've known Joshua O'Hagan over 20 years since FTW. He was Mr. Blur back then. and I would get and I was getting him booked up there and stuff, and it got him, and he was able to, he was doing other things after that. So he showed up at my last match at him and Josh Evans and another fellow wrestler there, I believe named Maximus. They all showed up at the We Love Wrestling, my last match, and I didn't even know he was going to be there. Uh, Josh O'Hagan used to bring me FTW show. Every FTW show, he would stop by Burger King and bring me a Hershey chocolate pie. Just be sweet. And so I'm in the back talking to Nathan, just going over a few things here and there. And Jameson Shook walks up to me and he said, "Hey Lane, this guy said to give this to you and tell you hello." I open it up, fucking chocolate pie. I knew who it was. I ran. It was like officer and gentleman and shit. I ran out. Mr. Brown, how are you? I ran and gave him this big old hug, and man, we were all, I ain't seen you so long, and all this stuff. And then I met Josh Evans and them, and man, and after that, found out they ran a show in Alabama, Spartan Wrestling, and they have a training school there, and they do nonprofit work there. They do good community stuff, and they run shows in a mall, man. They run shows in a mall, dude. That is so dope. I mean, they've got a nice dressing room there. Damn, I mean, if you get there early, you can go watch a damn movie in the theater, or go to the Chinese or the steakhouse, or go walk around, go to Books a Million or wherever the hell it is. It's a fully functional mall. It's really cool. It's like my childhood thing. Like I would really just love to live in a mall and wrestle my entire life. And I'm getting to do that now, kind of. So, and I'm there pretty much. If I'm not, doing shows out here, I'm there on Tuesdays. Also, a couple other days during the week, training students. And from what I understand, they're getting something out of it, and I'm there on Saturdays, and I've just recently became their champion. Had to turn bad on them because I felt like the young kids ain't listening. That being nice just ain't getting anywhere. So I got to be mean, like mean old Lane Bloodie, and it's got me some championships there. But people's going to have to learn if you want to. It's like the late David Allen Coe said, if you want to be star bound, it's going to be a long hard ride, and a long hard ride by facing me. Because if you think I'm bad, if I don't get you the Travel will, or Necro Butcher will, or Mickey Knuckles will, or some one of us better than me gonna go out there and get you, and you think I'm tough, they're gonna get you too. So don't think you like, oh, everybody thinks they're bad until it's time to be bad, and that's what separates the good ones from the bad ones.
You are absolutely right. That is so, and I've even seen just from like fan perspective of like people who you can see where it's like, oh, they'll talk a big game of like, oh, like I can do this, and it's like, you sure you can? And like, for example, like for like someone that I won't call anyone out of like people who I don't think they can, but for example, the people who I think of like people I were like concerned about at first because I've only seen a few matches like Nino Extremo. He's very new, he's very green, but I was like, I wonder how he can handle it. And like he too was supposed to fight Dr. Redacted that weekend in March, and fate had it that he ended up with Mickey, and I was just like, whoa, okay, this kid can hang. This kid, and of course now he has his GCW stuff and everything, but everything I completely agree with that. So I wanted to ask you, because I mean you've been through like the old school of like death match and pretty much close to like, especially like within America, of like close to the beginning of like how death match was, and to now. What are some of the differences that you've seen just with the product of death match and like the talent of death match? What are some of the differences and similarities that you've seen?
Just a lot more athleticism. I mean, evolution, athleticism will always get better over the years. I mean, you see that in all sports and performance things. So yeah, that's a little different. I feel the broad. I think one of the things that they have missing though is the genuine. How can I explain the feel of it being real,
Yes.
the why, and also there's a lot of these matches I see now is just like, hey, let's have so and so versus so and so just for the sake of them having a match, Okay, well, and then I don't like that just because I want there to be more why in it. I want people to kind of put more emphasis on why do I need to go hit somebody with barbed wire bats or light tubes or gusset plates when I can just go out there and go have a traditional wrestling match when a traditional wrestling match won't do. Why do I need to go to these extremes to fight this person when when we were all supposed to be professional wrestlers here, why? It could be for whatever. Oh, you stole my girlfriend. You owe me $20. You got something
You
I
stole
need.
my weed.
Yeah, you stole my weed. So whatever. I mean, whatever, man. The people fought for worse. I mean, there was a war about someone's ear being cut off. I learned in Georgia history, the War of Jenkins' ear. Yeah, but some guy cut his ear off. They started like a 3-day war. I think it was. I don't know. I might have to ask Herzog. He's the war history guy in my group.
Oh, that's great. But I agree completely. Like, I feel like there's like a good like chunk where there's like some storytelling still being told within some death matches.
Yeah.
One that I can just I mean, of course, the match that you had with Toby Klein and Deranged, I mean, it's seriously just this full story moment or full circle moment, excuse me, of you guys like pretty much like start and the first people you met within the scene, and now you guys are doing this and kicking so much ass, even more so than some people that are popular right now. I mean, you guys are fucking killing it. I mean, oh my God, like it is a true pleasure watching you because not only are you so good in the ring, you do crowd work so well. It's just like I have goosebumps, but it's just like you are just so phenomenal. It's a true pleasure watching. Absolutely. And I agree.
I love hearing that. I love hearing that the crowd work and stuff because that's something a few of us are really good at, especially some of the older guys like people like Mickey is a master at it. Mickey Knuckles is a master crowd work. And you got some people too. Matt Tremont's a great crowd work guy, and he can get people go. Nick Gage is. I mean, sometimes the crowd work can be just as effective than a foot move.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
it really can. I mean, you can sit there and do 50 moves, and they can be cool. But I mean, if you ain't getting the crowd into it, they remember like, oh yeah, they did some stuff, but I don't really remember. They didn't really get me into it for the next thing or whatever. If anything, I and all people like rest who do good crowd work, we're working and making sure, hey, are you registering what's going on here? What I'm doing? Hey, this is pay attention now. Here we are. Come on, instead of just going through the motions. I think a lot of these younger kids can learn a lot more about crowd work and instead of just sitting there getting their stuff in, going sit there and writing their whole fucking thing down and doing like a dance rehearsal. It doesn't look organic. It comes off as routine. It doesn't look. It doesn't. I mean, it looks like a good circus, performance. But I want to. I mean, I got in the I'm a wrestling fan. It looked like a fight when I was watching it. Like people were fighting. And
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. It's starting. It looks kind of more. Some people have gotten more of the more circusy part of it, and I'm not a big fan of it. But if you can put story into it and the brutality of it, which I think that's what's missing. I think that's why people like guys like myself, Toby Durant, the Necro Butcher, all those guys, Mickey, all those older guys who are coming back. We were the bruisers. We were the world beaters. I mean, we were the ones that beating the shit out of each other and beating the shit out of other people. And now here we are. North of 40 and 50 or even 50 and such, and we're still going, and it's awesome.
And like I said, it is seriously it's such a pleasure watching. And you can, God, it's just phenomenal watching you. And just thank you for all that you do. I mean, seriously, like you are one of the trailblazers of doing this. And the fact that you are just still so phenomenal, and like you look phenomenal, you're performing phenomenal, like, and I just can't wait to see everything that you have. And I'm manifesting at least one more, if not 2 or 3 tournament wins.
Thank you.
I'm
not trying. Look, I ain't trying to chase Don, Matt, and Mickey. They're light years on the win or whatever. But I think I can. I would like to have at least 3. Under my nose.
You deserve it.
Well, it's not even a desire.
You've earned it.
That's a better. Yeah, I feel earned is a lot better because I mean, people can have the day they deserve, and it may not be what they want.
You have a very good point there. Very good point there. So with everyone and you face and everything you've done, do you have people that you'd still love to face today? Do you have like any other like dream opponents that you would like to face that you haven't already, or people that you would love to run it back with?
Oh yeah, I bet I would. I mean, I kind of stopped doing like everybody for a while lists and stuff were in vogue and stuff, but I don't really do that now. I just kind of like whoever they get me in there with, and I'm just going to make the best of it. And because Necro told me something the other day a while back, I think when Redacted didn't show up, and they were trying to find him me an opponent, and that's when they got Mickey and Vargas to do it. And he said, "Hey, you don't need me or anybody like that." He said, "You're the fucking star. You can do it." I was like, "Yeah, I can." So hearing him tell me that, somebody, a peer and someone who's like a legend, obviously in his own right. I mean, so he'd tell me that, and having had other, guys, colleagues, telling me like, "Yeah, man, you're good, dude. You give yourself a little more credit, And yeah, it's really nice to know that people enjoy my work again, because I was, like I said, I was really worried for a long time that I blew it, and I wasn't going to get another chance. But I think if anything, this proves that don't quit. Things are going to be hard sometimes, and it's okay to take a standing 8 count. Just get up. I mean, that whole Rocky it's cliche, but it's true. It's so damn true. I mean, that's one thing I can say is I never quit. I had my biological father quit on me. My stepdad quit on me. And the only people left in my family, is now my son and my daughter and my grandbaby. They're looking at me. You gonna quit? No, I ain't gonna quit. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna show them that I ain't gonna quit by doing what I love, and it's turned. And I'm telling you, I never thought in a million years all this would be happening. Working at Spartan and training, and just I haven't enjoyed the wrestling business this much in a very, very, very long time. Internet bullshit aside, I mean, that's bullshit. But the real, when I'm out here out here when I'm associating with you, I'm associating with other people. That's real to me, and that's the part I enjoy because that's the camaraderie. It's not the tapping of the fingers and screens and stuff. That's why I really like wrestling so much. It's because I'm generally a shy person, but I get out there, I can kind of, I can spread my wings a little bit and feel. I kind of feel like I'm invincible and no one can touch me in there, and I can kind of show what I'm good at.
That's a beautiful answer. One thing I wanted to ask though, because obviously, there's different areas of the ultra violence going on, and there's a lot of the East Coast stuff, Southern violence. Do you think that Southern ultra violence gets enough credit?
No.
I agree.
No, and it hasn't. And some of it is the Steam Zone doing because there was a time when there wasn't a lot of good quality, and also just being in the South, the Bible Belt, that style. They want that. Hey, they want the Memphis, and once I think everybody started realizing that, and when they started coming down here, and I was telling them, I was like, look, if you're going to do something down here with these death matches, you can't be doing that stuff up there. So you're going to have to Memphis it up a little bit, and stuff. And I think that's something that myself, Tank, Nathan Mowry, and Brad Cash, and us like that, Freak Show too, we have been able to bring that style into that death match, into the death match where North was just like that hard hitting, boom, 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 crash style pace. We were able to like, I might slow it down a little bit, let's tell a little story.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think that's a great thing we've added into. It's kind of like, I don't know, I remember years and years ago the Source Music Awards when they were doing that East Coast West Coast beef. Outcast came out and they won some award or something. And Andre's 3000 said it best. He said, "We just want to come out here and say the South got something to say." I've been saying for fucking years. I'm just glad now. It just sometimes you got a tree. You plant a seed, you gotta let it grow.
Yeah.
There were some dry seasons. But now I look at the Southern deathmatch landscape now. I look, just from Nathan Mowry, I see Will Thicka, the young pillar guys, Nino Shrimp.
Yes.
I wasn't sure about him when I got there, because I'd heard, two, 4 and against things for him, but he really showed up for Mickey, and he listened, and was very. All of them guys were very, very. Respectful and not one to know, and just good guys, So and just talking to fans in Houston, they say, man, I feel like people up there just don't really respect us. I said, they really don't. And I mean, they don't. I mean, that's why you don't really ever see me usually up there in those places. It's some kind of, I don't know what it is. I don't want to. I guess I'm going to go ahead and say it. I mean, I've already made it this far. I just feel like there's some kind of stigma about it, and I don't know. And but it's gotten better. It's gotten better because we got shows like Blood and Honey now, who is they had such a great show this past week, 2 weeks ago. It was great crowd. Atlanta's got. We're showing the South got something to say down there in Atlanta right now. We've got good storytelling down there. I mean, we've got a thing right now. I mean, I just beat the hell out of my good friend, like a son to me too. Hardcore hillbilly, because I want Nathan, because I know he's friends with him, to give me Dr. Redacted. Instead, he gives him to the hardcore hillbilly. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be Dr. Redacted is seriously your white whale. I'm gonna show up. But back to what you were saying about people I wanted to face. It's just I've never got to face Masada. I've never got to face Matt Tremont. I've never had a one-on-one with John Wayne Murdoch. I've never had a one-on-one with Ricky Shane Page. I'd like to run it back with Eric Ryan because years and years ago, before he was Eric Ryan, we all know and love. He was a part of a JCW jobber tag team they put together. What they called the Baloney Ponies or something. And me and Ian just destroyed them. But I remember that match because he sold really well for me. But so yeah, I would just love to like to run back with Otis because we got a story. I got this big nasty scar from his little straight razor.
Oh my God,
Otis, and I would like to have some words with him about that.
and I would love to see that.
I would too.
Absolutely.
But yeah,
I want to know. Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead.
I would love to know, and I ask everybody this. Of course, that's more of like the deathmatch adjacent side of wrestling. I would love to know, what does deathmatch wrestling mean to you?
It means a lot to me. It's the greatest mistress I'll ever have. Because there's times where I'll love her, and I'll hate her because things aren't going well. But I also realize, just like a lady, it was just like I metaphorically personified deathmatch as a lady. You got to treat it right too. And maybe there was times I wasn't treating it right. So now I see how I'm acting now. I'm treating it right, so it's treating me right. And sometimes it may not do that for me, but it means a lot. It's because I don't know what I'd be doing if I thought that a lot too. But I've been doing it for my whole adult life. I don't know. I probably wouldn't be here. I probably wouldn't have my kids. I probably wouldn't have saved my man. Deathmatch is life. I mean, it's funny to say that, but it's deathmatch has been very good to me for the most part. It's kept me here today, strangely enough.
That's fantastic. That's honestly one of my favorite questions. I love asking people because everyone, it's like the same, just love for it. And I love when everyone says, I know it sounds funny, but it's like, no, I get it just from even fan perspective. It's like, I need it. I crave it. It's my favorite drug besides weed. Like, I mean, I just fucking love the shit.
Mm-hmm. It's very therapeutic for me.
Absolutely. I'd like to know, in two different categories here, I would love to know Lane Bloodie's Mount Rushmore for your standard normal style of wrestling and your Mount Rushmore for the more ultra violent side of wrestling.
Okay. Standard Mount Rushmore. Well, I gotta put Hogan on there. Razor Ramon, Terry Funk, and Vader.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, very, very good. And for your death match?
Death match. Matsunaga, Onita.
You're the first person that's added him on there. Holy shit, thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry. Please continue.
No. Cactus Jack and the Necro Butcher.
Okay. Do you have one more for 4?
I said Matsunaga,
Onita, Cactus Jack, and Necro.
Onita. I said Onita also.
Oh, yes. Thank you for adding both of them. Oh, God. Yes, because they are absolutely in my Mount Rushmore as well. Absolutely. So I wanted to ask you a few things that were non-wrestling related.
Okay.
Call it like your favorite things.
All right.
I want to know, what kind of movies do you like to watch? Do you have couple favorites that you have?
I do. They're old movies. My favorite movie of all time is Forrest Gump. I also like Highlander.
Oh,
Uh,
good one.
that the animated movie Heavy Metal. That's a I Yeah, I got a
Yes.
original movie poster. I've got all kinds. I used to get the magazines and shit when I was younger. I was yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
and
I used to have the
so
original poster too, but my ex took it from her.
oh, man. So I mean, just what I mean, I like. I mean, just I used to work at a video store. When I got out of the service, and I was in college. So I just horror movies. Yeah, Dawn of the Dead is my favorite zombie movie, but I like the old classic horror movies, those slasher films, even the little crappy B movies, the Italian giallo ones. Yeah, yeah. I've got a very broad spectrum of movies. If they're funny or if they're good, I'll watch it. Not a fan of war movies. I won't watch war movies. Don't like. I don't even play war game. I don't even play war video games. Uh, that's just from my PTSD and stuff from military
That
service.
I completely
So
understand that.
but other than that, yeah, and mostly if it's a good story. I really like the Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I always thought that was an interesting
Ooh.
movie. God, yeah, it's just so many I've seen over the years that I could go on and on. Oh, geez, the old the original. I love that. I was a big fan of Schwarzenegger movies. Total Recall, The Running Man,
Oh my God.
Predator. Yeah, yeah, those. Yeah, Commando. Yeah, all the movies were. Yeah, Terminator. Yeah, yeah. Obviously, yeah. That was. Yeah, those were the movies I liked growing up. And nowadays, I don't even. It was really weird. I don't even watch a lot of television anymore. And if I do watch anything, it's older stuff. I've turned into that guy.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that at all. So you mentioned something about a little bit about video games. What kind of games do you like to play?
Well, I still play my old console games from PlayStation 2 and Super Nintendo. Very hard time playing a lot of the newer games because the I get motion sickness playing them. I guess because I've been hitting the head so many times. Sometimes, well, I'll be playing them and I'll just be like, "Ooh," and I'll have to like
I
turn it.
understand that too, for sure. I feel like for me too, like I prefer playing on older consoles like than like the newer shit too. I
Yep.
get that completely. That's so cool.
I love Guitar Hero and Rock Band. I'll play the hell out. I still
Oh
bust
hell
them out every
yeah.
now and then.
So speaking of, Guitar Hero and music, what kind of do you have like a couple favorite bands or artists that you have like in your like wheelhouse? I know sometimes like I'm assuming you probably have like a broad range too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've got like I collect records, and I've got Miles Davis, daggum Pink Floyd, Death, Cannibal Corpse, Pantera, Lionel Richie, Kool and the Gang, Whitney Houston, Bill Collins, Genesis, Steely Dan. I mean, Eric B. and Rakim, Wu Tang. I got 3 6. I mean, it's just a corner, just a
Jesus, I feel like you stole my playlist too.
yeah. I mean, yeah. It's a and it's really cool though because I mean my kids have the same taste in music,
Oh, that's awesome.
yeah. I got to be able to take my son to 2 concerts. The only 2 concerts he's been to. He got to go see Iron Maiden and Pantera. So that's a pretty sweet flex. I told him, I said, man, if you told me if I could tell somebody my first 2 concerts was that, I'd give them all kinds of respect. I said, my first concert was, son. He went, what? I said, the Tennessee Valley Phillips Convention in 1983. He was like, what? I'm like, yeah.
My first concert was the Beach Boys, so I get it.
Oh, hell, hey, Pet Sounds is a good album.
It was good though. I actually saw them a couple times at a county fair, so pretty rad. So, I obviously you look phenomenal and everything.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Not too sad. You said look too good yourself. You look good. Maybe we both look good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I want to know, do you have, even just like with your new like lifestyle with like, with losing weight and everything, do you have like a favorite snack, savory or sweet that you like? Or, if you don't like are like a snacky person, do you prefer like have like a favorite food?
Well, the way I eat now is like so strange now. I kind of drink my calories during the day, but I'll have a dinner. I'll have a dinner at night. So I have protein
Okay.
shakes during the day, or supplements, supplement shakes or during the day, and then at night I'll have me a sensible meal or whatever. Nothing too fattening, but
Almost like an OMAD, like 1 meal a day type of thing.
yeah.
Right
And
on.
and man, and then my guilty pleasure though are gummies, Haribo, Lifesavers, Black Forest. I'm down for all of them, and I get these. I'll order online because Kroger never have them in stock enough. I get these cheesecakes online. They're called Wonder Monday, and they're these high protein, low carb, low sugar, like cheesecakes, and they're so fucking good. And they're like this big around. They're like 280 calories, 11 grams of protein, 2 net carbs. It's fucking crazy, and they're
Oh my
good. They
God.
taste just like cheesecake, and one fills me up. So that's my new thing. Wonder Monday. I think that's what it's called. Yeah.
It's
And they
nice
got
to
all
know
these.
that there's cheesecake out there that feels like cheating, but it's not. Okay. Very
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I love it. I put them over. I just put it over just now. Wonder Monday. Go check it out.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I want a free case, guys.
See, there you go. Oh, Lane, I want to say thank you so much for coming on here. It has been seriously an honor and a privilege and such a pleasure of being able to talk to you and get to know you. And this is just such a phenomenal thing. And I just appreciate you so much. I would love for you to take the time to plug yourself, tell everyone where they can find you on social media so they can keep up with you, and where they can find your merch, and what is coming up next for you.
Well, thank you for having me on here. I'm glad we finally got to do it. I've really enjoyed talking with
Yes.
you this evening. It's been great. All right. Well, and to answer your question, I mean, the social medias, I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Lane Bloodie. Instagram is just Lane_Bloodie. So you can find me on those two places. I got a YouTube channel. I've been trying to get a podcast going. I've done like 3 episodes, but I don't like them and I won't release them. So whenever I get that going, I'm weird about it, but I have a YouTube channel called Bloodie TV. I have a merch store, Lane's Bloody Shed, Printified. I think it's Lane Bloody Shed, Printified.me. It's all the links are in my bios on Facebook and Instagram, and I've got shirts and stuff like that. And check it out and buy them or not. Either way, it's there.
And what's coming up next for you?
Oh yeah,
I know
let's
you got
go
that tournament this weekend.
Yeah, I got this weekend. I will be going to Cord, Arkansas to got an Arkansas Death Metal Festival out there, and the Enforcer Jim Kitty Hardcore Invitational Tournament that I will be participating in, along with myself, Hardcore Hillbilly, Luke Hateful, Buddy Badcock, Baracho.
Hey.
I think Mason Cutter, one of the Cutter brothers, one of the Hooligans are going to be in it, and who else? Bull Bronson, my good buddy Bull Bronson is going to be there, and I think Jim Chitty's son Dale Chitty, he'll be there. I think I've named everybody. If not, if I forgot you, I'm terribly sorry, and we can settle it when we get in Arkansas.
And now you've just created a story for whoever you
There
forgot.
you go. You didn't say my name. Let's fight. There you go. See, there you go. That's how it happens.
It's
Magic,
easy.
baby.
It's
And
easy as that.
Exactly. And then at following weeks, I got I'll be back at Spartan Wrestling Tuesday, teaching the cheering there, and Saturday I'll be cracking someone's head. I believe Maximus just became the #1 contender, so I'll probably be facing him the following Saturday and beating the holy hell out of him. And then the end of this month, Blood and Honey's got a show. I wanted Dr. Redacted, but he gave it Dr. Redacted to the hardcore hillbilly, and you know what? I'm gonna let that go because I didn't want to do that to hillbilly. I got my God smacked for doing that to him. I hurt my knee. I learned my lessons. Okay, I shouldn't have done it, but just because he gave him Dr. Redacted, don't mean I ain't gonna show up and do something. And whoever he's got me against, I feel very sorry for him. Or I might just grab a random and beat the hell out of him. Who knows? But then I got next month, Razor Wire 20th anniversary, man. Blood at the Beach. IWA Deep South. June 19th, Panama City.
June 19th.
Yeah, I mean, that's a stack card already. You got Necro Butcher versus Masada for the IWA Deep South title, a Cinder Block death match of doom or some wild ass shit. They're gonna beat the fuck out of each other. Got me and Brad in the Razor Wire match. You got holy fuck. Black versus Bloodie Badcock. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Those two yoke fucks going at it. Are you crazy? Then you got a barefoot under the sea match with G.G. Jacobs. Love that man. And great karaoke partner of mine, and Nikki fucking Knuckles. That's going to be fucking fire. Screamo's going to be there. Little Sicko's going to be there. Yeah, man. So that's going to be a great show. So I'll be part of that too. And that's what I've got coming up. And also, like I said, Spartan Wrestling, Gaston, Alabama. I'll be there. If I'm not at these shows, I'll be there Tuesdays and Saturdays.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much again for coming on here. And of course, for me, you guys, you can find me on TikTok, Kakeface_Karlee, on Instagram, Kakeface_Karlee 2.0, and of course on here on the X Brand Wrestling YouTube channel for X Brand Unleashed. And thank you guys so much again for watching. But until next time, okay, thanks, bye.